Celeste of Astrology by Celeste. Yes, it is. I am here on this beautiful Wednesday morning, broadcasting from Oakland, California. And this is the Astro and the Oracle program, where I am going to talk about the astrology for a little bit. And then I'm going to pull cards for Oracle guidance to help you navigate this eclipse season. And I'm going to use the Oracle of Mythic Heroes by Lateo Wong. I had him on my program. This deck is so amazing. I absolutely love it. It is, and I have loved Greek mythology since I was a child. Mythology brings, lessons that we experience through life in a storytelling format. And it's a wonderful deck. Hey, D Tuggle, so wonderful to see you. Welcome everyone. Ink, Ari, and Nota, and Eve, and everyone. Yes. So what I'm going to do next is, hey, Nessa, I am going to give you a few announcements. Yes, I am. So if you want to join the Proper Care and Feeding of Your Moon mini course, there's still time before we have our first live on Sunday. And if you can't make it live, you can get the recording. But what you get is you get a bunch of pre-recorded things. It's all about the moon. And I feel like I was called to do this now because we're in eclipse season, and there was a Pisces lunar eclipse on Sunday. And Pisces heightens our intuition, and it lowers boundaries. Now, Pisces is also rules chaos. So we're having a lot of world events that are very destabilizing. And the only place we can find center at this time is within. If you're not paying attention, Russia shot drones into Polish airspace. Israel bombed Qatar. The U.S. has renamed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. There is this amplification of aggression that was symbolized in the cosmos by having 3 solar eclipses in the sign of Aries. These karmic, and the North Node was there for 2 of them, where since 2023, there's been this amplification of aggression, but there hasn't been this release with a lunar eclipse in Aries. We won't have a lunar eclipse in Aries for another 7 years, or so. So it's just, there's a lot of aggression out there, but we can always find our center within, even when it's difficult. And so that's why I think the Proper Care and Feeding of Your Moon course can really help you. And astrology makes life poetry. Oh my God. It just, watching the cycles unfold, even when they're a little difficult, but when they're beautiful as well, it can be just so fascinating to watch. And astrology is a language, and studying it gives you these tools to understand where you are in the moment, and staying present is the best way to move through this time, if you ask me. So yes. And then I have a few more spots in my transits class for Kepler College. It's a 5-week class that starts on Monday. So if you want to join that, both of the links are in my bio. If you want to join the Kepler class, you have to be able to delineate a natal chart. We jump right into transit, so just be aware of that. The Proper Care and Feeding of the Moon class, you don't need to know anything. You can be a very beginner and get value from that class that I'm teaching. Okay, so the astrology is astrology-ing. Lunar eclipses bring full exposure. Yes, solar eclipses are intensified new moons, and lunar eclipses are intensified full moons. And what's so interesting about this time, hi Wisteria Bellflower, I am doing wonderful today. Yes. Hey Claudio, hey everyone. Okay, and what they do is they bring full exposure And then when a lunar eclipse happens before the solar eclipse, there are events that lead to an action. So we're having this lunar eclipse in Pisces, and then we're going to have a solar eclipse in Virgo coming up. And the whole nature of this eclipse season, if you did not, you might want to go to my YouTube channel, Astrology by Celeste, and I did an event for the eclipses called Anchored in the Storm. And I talked about how eclipses have a family and they last over 1,300 years. It's called the Saros cycle. And Bernadette Brady has delineated them all. And this eclipse season, the whole season, which lasts many weeks, is Saros Series 9S. So there are themes about worry about a loved one, health, paperwork, and communication are the big themes of this eclipse season that are permeating through. And if you've been watching me, you know I was nervous about my passport, renewing my passport with all of this craziness going on in the US, but I got it back on Monday. I submitted my passport because it was expiring in February. And a big thing about this eclipse is that we had Uranus retrograde in Gemini on the 5th. So I got my, I had all the stress, Uranus stresses about Gemini, this paperwork, this booklet, but I got it back. Yes, I did. And Pisces is in my 9th house and Virgo's in my 3rd house. So the 9th house rules long distance travel and the 3rd house rules communication and paperwork. So astrology is literal. I got my passport renewed. Retrogrades, you think about RE words. So that was done easy peasy. Yes. And what also happened is the birthday book from Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday. He was given this book. His girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, who's in prison right now for all the abuse she did, had a bunch of his friends send in letters for him in this book. It's disgusting. It's nauseating. Congress released it on Monday, and Monday's word of the day was nauseating. And it's very clear about how he's a sexual predator, and his friends know it, and his friends know that he likes underage girls. And you can tell this from the book. You can read. I highly recommend reading up on it. And his birth certificate is in there as well, but the picture I got is cloudy, so I have to make sure I can find the exact time and whether it's AM or PM, because it's really interesting. In the book, one of the things she did was she gave his birth certificate information to an astrologer, and the astrologer gave like a delineation, and it's like so spot on for him, and it's in this birthday book. Yes, it is. And Uranus in Gemini, it's like Uranus rules astrology, and we're seeing this famous case. One of the things in the book is his birth chart and a mini astrology reading from someone who didn't know him. Yes, and so 50 is a 3rd house year, and the 3rd house rules communication of all kinds. So it's so in line that he got this birthday book for his 50th birthday, and Mercury was retrograde at that time, and retrogrades mean that things can come back up. Retrogrades bring our ghosts back, and now this book is back in the collective, and I feel this whole thing is very karmic. It's about these really wealthy people being held to account if we so choose to do so. So we will see how things go, but I think this is all a very karmic thing about Pluto and Aquarius, unearthing the abuse and the brutality that these uber powerful and wealthy people do, especially to children, with Uranus in Gemini, which rules children. And it's all coming to light. There's like so many retrogrades right now are, Saturn and Neptune. So Saturn, karma, pulling back the tape. Neptune of this lack of boundaries, deception, illusions, pulling back the tape. Now Uranus is pulling back the tape, awakening us to all of these abuses and things that have been going on. Uranus can be very lawless, detached from any kind of empathy or caring for other people. So we'll see what goes on. Now he's having if he was alive, Jeffrey Epstein would be 72, which is a first house year. And now his birth time is out there in the collective, his birth certificate, if we can read it properly. And we're talking about how other people see him. And these are his intimates, his associates. The first house rules how other people, the mask we wear and how other people see us. So think about the astrology. And yeah, I'm going to pull his solar return. You can see the story in this. Our charts live on after we die. So this is really fascinating to watch. I really think there is going to be, I'm holding out faith that there is going to be accountability for some of these people, because we have a solar eclipse coming in Virgo, the sign of accountability, a 29 Virgo, karmic. It's the last degree of the sign. It's a degree of crisis and decay. So we shall see. And notice all the stories you hear about paperwork and what Congress is going through are all these documents related to Epstein and his banking and all of this stuff. If you think about the astrology, when you watch this come to life, it is incredible. Yes. Manifester from Toronto, tell it on me. Yes, I'm having a hot flash. Yes, I am. The eclipse energy I've been having the last couple of days, I've been starting to have a hot flash again. I know, I can feel it. Hi, Valerie. Oh, Natalie got sick on Monday with severe nausea and vomiting. The moon, which rules the stomach, met Saturn in Pisces. So it might be something that you are eating, but really pay attention to it. And maybe there's this new Chagas disease things. Hopefully that has nothing to do with what you got sick. Hopefully you just ate something. Hey, La Marina, so happy to see you. Hey, Wisteria, Bellflower, yeah. Yes, okay. Thank you, Ellen, wishing me comfort with my hot flash. Okay, so yes. And did I have anything else I wanted to say about this? Yeah, look at what the president drew for this book. And we see lunar eclipses bring full exposure. And so we see the picture as it really is. If you've been paying attention, the Wall Street Journal put a rendition of what is in the book. It was described to them and they posted it. And what it is it's a naked figure of a female body, but they had it looking like it was a very bosomy woman. Well, in the book, this looks like there are barely any breasts in this picture. This looks like a girl in the book, and many people have noted it. And he puts in here he thinks he's so funny about something never ages, enigmas and puzzles and never age. So there's all this double entendre stuff suggesting, I take it as they're talking about their, having sex with, underage people. The president has Uranus and Gemini in his 10th house, Placidus, 11th house, whole sign. So yeah, I'm hoping the karma comes due. Yeah. Yes, we all need a good laugh. Well, that's part of why, anytime we have something distracting us from the chaos, I'm more than happy in terms of, the breaking down of societies and such, and the amplification of violence and conflict. I'm happy to talk about it. Yes, I am. Yeah, but I hope that Epstein victims get justice, and I think they are going to get some matters of justice. Okay, let's get to the cards. Okay, I'm using the Oracle of Mythic Hero by Lateo Wong. This is an amazing deck. I'll put a link to it in the in the caption. I also cross-post to YouTube, the Astrology by Celeste YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment there too. And that way, if you go over there, you'll have the, what do you call those, timestamps, if you want to rewatch. Okay. We're going to start with Aries, like we always do. I started from Pisces, and it was a mess once. So I just got to keep the flow. Yes. And so what we're going to be thinking about is, this is Virgo season. Virgo rules our routines, and it speaks to daily life and health, and Pisces, where there was a lunar eclipse, is rituals and thinking about what do we need to let go of in terms of Pisces energy, like distractions or like things that are taking us out of getting our stuff done. Like Virgo is chop wood, carry water. Pisces is going off on a fantasy so that we can escape our reality and distract ourselves. So how can we balance those two so we get what we need to get done and keep life going? Also, you can think about health and systems are things that are related to these topics. Okay. And Virgo wants you to get organized. Okay. Let's see. And you can think about what house you have. Ooh, Aries got Patroclus, sacrifice. So Patroclus was Achilles' friend and perhaps lover. And sacrifice is a Pisces word. And Aries, if you are an Aries sun, moon, or rising, but specifically an Aries rising, you can think about how you have Pisces in your 12th house. Yeah, and this is a great time to think about what sacrifices do you need to make. And the book is so amazing. What it does is it goes in depth about the myth. And let's go to Patroclus. This is Trojan War stuff. Okay. This is the heroes of Pisces, the completion of cosmic water. And then it gives you, okay, that gives you a planet. Pluto is associated with this. It's the third decan of Pisces, an aquamarine, so you get a crystal. Yeah. We are encountering the last dimension of the mutable and selfless form of the water element, which is embodied by the mythical figure of Patroclus, the lifelong companion and lover of Achilles, and a Greek hero whose sacrifices allowed the Greeks to win the Trojan War. And then it goes into the myth, and then there's a teaching where he brings in one of his clients and their situation, and then it gives you like what it means when you get this card. When Patroclus appears in your reading, you're being called to find balance in personal sacrifice. How far should you go to give to others? Or are you on the other side of the spectrum, allowing too much of what you value slip through your grasp to the point of self-sacrificing? So the 12th house is self-undoing. The situation at hand needs close monitoring, and it's best to take a practical approach. So be honest with yourself about sacrifice. Think about this story. You can Google about Patroclus, and this can give you a lot of food for thought. And this is just one of your cards. Okay, Taurus. Oh, and they look so nice. They have constellations on the back. Taurus, Daedalus, focus. So Daedalus was Icarus's father. He was an architect, and he created a lot of stuff, but the labyrinth for the Minotaur. And this is about Taurus, and this is a direct comment to me because I need to get focused and finish some stuff up today. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm doing. So yeah, can you eliminate distractions, put your phone on focus, or do whatever you have to do Turn off the TV, whatever, and focus on the task at hand, Taurus. What do you need to get done? The Virgo sun is going through, if you're a Taurus, your 5th house of creativity, children, that like self-expression. But I just think this is about like, what do you need to focus on? Like, let go of the distractions. Virgo is mutable, so yeah, just be mindful and just get her done. You're the architect of your own life. Ooh, Gemini, the Sphinx, transition. So sun, moon, or rising. So there are also some cards at the end of the deck about the different moon phases. And the Sphinx is associated with, isn't it the Oracle of Delphi? Like the Sphinx is part, ooh, looks like the song Going Up Yonder has been played in my head since yesterday. Anyway, and this is a song, a beautiful spiritual hymn, but it speaks to somebody going up yonder to be with their Lord. We'll see who it is. But anyway, the lion has wings. Interesting. This could be a lot of different things. And bone, yeah. Don't get too excited. The Sphinx, it's unknowable. And understanding that some things are unknowable. And when you're in a transition, and if you're a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, that Uranus retrograde, Uranus has only gotten to 1 degree of Gemini. What have you learned since the last few weeks? But especially, did something come to your conscious attention on the 5th when Uranus went retrograde about, ooh, you pulled back the tape. Did you say something fall out of your mouth you wish you hadn't, or it needed to be said? Gemini communicates. Was something that was hidden in your subconscious, did it come to light? Uranus awakens us. Uranus's sudden breaks. Did you realize, did you have a fight with one of your children? Yeah, or something like that could be something that's coming up. But, or was there some mystery that you got more information on? Yeah, think about these things. Yeah, the Sphinx. I think the Sphinx had to do with the Oracle of Delphi. Let's see. Which is, okay. And it has to do with spring. So the Sphinx, whose graceful form was fashioned with the body and tail of a lion, the face of a woman, and the wings of a bird. Okay, here we go. The Sphinx came to a crossroads near the city of Thebes, and there she claimed the crossroads as her own, climbing an outcropping of rock over the road, and leveled her challenge to anyone who wished to transit through her domain. Great was the sorrow and fear of the people who came up to the Sphinx. And so Oedipus was able to solve the riddle of the Sphinx. Oedipus, the tragic Greek hero who killed, who's the Oracle of Delphi, I think, told him he was going to kill his father and marry his mother, and that was his fate. But he could solve the riddle of the Sphinx. That which animal is it that in the morning goes on 4 feet, at noon on 2, and in the evening upon 3? And the answer is man, because you can think once a child and you crawl and then you stand up, and there's also this twice a child, once a man. Like when you're a child, you need to be taken care of, and when you get really old, a lot of times people need to be taken care of. And the third, the walks on 3 is the cane, elderly people walk with. Okay. It's a very simple thing. Yeah. Okay, so this This is asking you to continue to nurture the seeds you planted at the new moon. So we had a new moon at 0 Virgo, and then we're going to have another new moon at 29 Virgo. So Geminis, really think about what seeds you planted, what has come to your conscious attention in the full moon lunar eclipse phase, and what are your next steps. And if you're having mental discomfort or feeling out of control, it's just the energy. Yes, yes. If the soil is too dry, water it. If there's not enough light, move the pot outdoors. These small adjustments and learning moments are what is needed for you now. Virgo makes like slight adjustments. So what do you need to make an adjustment for? And think about the president as a Gemini. Think about how this shows up in his... what is he going to do to try to distract from the Epstein files? The Secretary of War was talking about in Puerto Rico about how we need to go to war potentially with what? Venezuela? This is just insane. Anyway. Hey, Meg Foy! Oh, the Lion King. The Simba retaking... Okay, so Meg Foy has a positive spin on the Lion King. Absolutely, Meg. That Simba retaking Pride Rock after Scar's rule. The skulls in the back were from Scar's rule. Transition from darkness to light, reclaiming power. Yeah, I am holding the vision that, you know, we have all these narcissistic leaders amplifying conflict all over the world, and that like at some point we may see a group of soldiers or military putting down their arms with Saturn and Neptune meet at 0 Aries on February 20th, 2026. Like that could be something where they said, we're not fighting your wars anymore, Mr. Rich Man, who takes the food out of our mouths and stuffs their own faces with lobster dripping in butter while the people starve. Yeah, we may be seeing that happening some places in the world. It doesn't have to be like Nepal where it's just chaos. It can also be people like, we shall see if one of the things like Israel has been messing with the flotilla, and Italy's dock workers said they were going to shut down Europe if anything happens to that flotilla. And that could be a 29 Virgo, the solar eclipse. That could be a massive strike where things are shut down because of what's going on. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, the tube workers in London are on strike. Uranus revolts this week. So people are having to take buses and all sorts of things to get where they want to go because the transit system, the tube, the rail is down. Thank you, Meg, for that. Okay, Cancer. Friendship. Damon and Pythias. They are friends and, I believe, lovers. So, Cancer, think about friendship. What does that mean for you? Yeah, and if you're a Cancer rising, you can think about moon and sun as well. Virgo's in your 3rd house, and what do you call it? Pisces is in your 9th house. Think about the conversations, 3rd house, that you have. Do you have a friend you want to talk about your dreams with, your big picture stuff? This could be a great energy or a sibling or anything. Yeah. Oh, hey, Jasmina. It was so nice to meet you in person. Jasmina is a wonderful astrologer from Canada. And you can follow her too. Yeah, she does lots of talking and about astrology. Hey, Kim. Hi, Kim. Yes. Yes, the Lion King. Absolutely. Oh, good. Yes. La Morena, you have Chiron at 7 Virgo aspecting your ascendant. Yeah, there's going to be a lunar eclipse next year at 5 Pisces. So that's going to be really important. Leo. I got Leto, anxiety. And there's a pregnant woman on the cover. On the card. So Leto, and Leos, whether you're a sun, moon, or rising, think about what you are feeling any kind of anxiousness about. Are you anxious about something, a creative project you're trying to birth? Both Leo and Pisces are very, very, very creative signs in different ways. Leo is fire. It's like this inspiration and instinctual kind of creativity that comes through you and needs to come out. Let me see. And if you're a Leo rising, Pisces and Leo are what in a quincunx. So there may be something in your blind spot that you're not quite seeing that can help you get, like, with the missing piece of something that you're trying to create. Let me see. Who is Leto? She's the Titaness mother who gave birth to Apollo and Artemis. Apollo, the sun god, and Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, on the island of Delos. So think about where this Uranus retrograde is in your chart. And think about if you're feeling anxious, maybe try to get to the bottom of it by thinking about it. When Leto, the second decan of Virgo, appears in your reading, it's telling you that the universe is watching over everything you're going through. The divine plan has arranged your own island for your safety and prosperity. But we must know the ocean is uncontrollable. So the best way to face your anxiety is to trust the cosmic wave will drive you towards the haven you need. Instead of struggling and paddling in the middle of nowhere, your situation will unfold properly regardless of how it seems in your mind. Trust the infinite and accept that all is well. Focus on the larger and spiritual vision of your life and let the higher power bring the right path forward to you. So this is encouraging you, Leo, to have some faith and trust that whatever's going on right now that maybe you're feeling anxious about, Virgo's in your blind spot. So it's in your, Virgo is in your 12th house. Is that right? No, Virgo's in your second house. Sorry to confuse you. But anyway, either way, both sides on the side of you are kind of have blind spot energy. So you're both signs on either side of your sun, moon, or rising, there can be a little bit of blind spot energy there. So recognizing that if you're feeling anxious, just take a look at it and can you have some trust that it'll all work out. Apologies. Let's see. Yeah, this deck is amazing. Oh, yes, Meg. Yes. I love what you said. Yeah, we definitely have Scar. Okay. Ooh, alrighty now, Virgo. Okay, now. Oh, the Leo. Okay, the president's a Leo rising. Gemini sun. And Virgo, I pulled Orestes, justice. Virgo is the maiden, and look at her holding these scales of justice. What is Congress going to do? People need to be calling their Congress people, talking about how they want justice against all. It's bigger than the president. All these rich and powerful people have been abusing girls for their pleasure, and who knows what else is going on in that island. And look at this person being judged. Virgo is the maiden, and we're having a solar eclipse at 29 Virgo on the on September 21st. That's like you've got all the facts and the evidence, and then the sun moves into Libra, and you're ready to launch your Libra rules justice. You're ready to launch the case, the legal case against the person. So I feel like that's confirmation. And yeah, and the fixed star Regulus has moved to 0 Virgo. So it's time for the plowman to rise up. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Ooh, Libra, transformation, psyche. Look at a Libra. So this is a great time to be doing some internal under shadow work for Libra. Absolutely. Where your shadows are coming to light. Perhaps, Mars has been transiting your sign. And Libra, often there's something about going along to get along, wanting balance, wanting harmony, but sometimes you need there needs to be some conflict. And this is a great time to really be thinking about how you avoid, if you do avoid conflict, or do you engage others? I've watched some people with Libra energy try to get other people to fight their battles for them. Oh my God. I just thought about how, what do you call it? Israel's a Libra rising. Think about how we bombed Iran. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Other people fighting your battles for you, or do you fight your own battles, is something to think about. Let's see, what's next? Scorpio. Penelope, faith. Penelope, she was Odysseus's wife. And he was gone for the Trojan War, and then he came back, and he had this like multi-year, I think maybe 20 years it took him to get home. I think there's going to be a movie about the Odyssey coming out. I hope they do a good job and don't mess it up with Hollywood nonsense. Because it's one of the greatest stories ever told. And she was his wife, and what she would do, because she had all these suitors who wanted to marry her because he was the king of his land, and so she was the queen of her land. I can't remember what land it was, but she would weave together. She said she was going to get married after she finished this art project, which I think it was some kind of tapestry. She was weaving something together, but every night she would pull it apart and start over. So she tricked the suitors into continually waiting to marry her. Because she was trying to wait for her husband to get home. So she had faith. Yes. So think about, no matter what your present circumstances look like, Scorpio, can you have some faith? If you're a Scorpio rising, you've got Pisces in the 5th house of romance. Can you have some faith that you can make your creative projects come true, make your dreams come true? What actions do you need to take? It's Virgo season. Make a plan. I love that. And, so this is for Sagittarius. Deianira, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's insecurity. So Sagittarius, if something is coming up to your conscious attention, and Pisces and Sagittarius are in a square, so is Virgo and Sagittarius. So this eclipse, especially if you have anything around 15 Sagittarius, may be stimulating some stuff inside of you, and just consider, is it insecurity driving you? Are you imagining things that aren't really there? Pisces is very imaginative, and it can bring us into this making things up in our head that aren't actually reality. So think about that. Yeah. And what she did is she killed her love accidentally. It's a long story, but you can Google it. Adia Nira. She killed her love accidentally. And you can think about in relationships, like when you're accusing someone potentially or of cheating or getting all mad because they looked at someone else, or, you know, how you can kill love by brick by constantly trying to be like thinking something's going on, which maybe is going on or maybe is not going on. So think about that. Think about how insecurities cause you loss or problems, is what I'm getting with that. And then Capricorn, Atalanta, perfectionism. Yes, Capricorn, you can be such a work horse. And if you are a Capricorn rising, you've got Virgo in your 9th house of like your higher thinking, your belief systems. Is there some story about how you have to do it all, how you have to take on so much responsibility and burdens? And there's this themes of perfectionism, and can you let some of that go with the Pisces Lunar Eclipse? Think about how you think in your mind. The moon is in your 3rd house. Yes. Let's see. Atlanta. Let me see if it says anything else I want to say for Capricorn. So she is a famous Greek huntress who religiously followed Artemis, goddess of wilderness and the moon. Maybe you want to take my moon class if you have a Capricorn moon. Absolutely. Yes. Let's see. When Atlanta appears, you are being called to notice your tendency for perfection and idealism, especially if the motive behind it is to receive external validation. The fundamental difference between being a high achiever and a perfectionist lies in that one is to strive for excellence for ourselves, and the other is driven by fear of failure and judgment. So if you struggle with perfectionism, or if it's something that you even think is something good that you do, think about why. Think about those 2 sentences I just read. Is it about your inner drive for excellence? Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Saturn is mastery. Yeah. Or is it by fear of judgment? Or a mix of both, which is probably a great journaling prompt. Okay. Ooh, so for Aquarius, you got Jason, adventure. So, Aquarius, Pisces in your 2nd house. So maybe you want to plan a trip to go somewhere, and it doesn't even have to be going far. Maybe you even just want to take a little trip outside of your local environment and go on an adventure this weekend, like just even a road trip. You can bring adventure into your life so many different ways, like taking a different route to the grocery store, going home, or in your dog walk, or whatever. Adventure, finding adventure. You can find adventure in everyday life. Taking the proper care and feeding of your moon course is a way to find adventure as you study your natal moon and that of those of your loved one and other people in your life, and you learn so much about yourself and subconscious, bringing it to light. That is an adventure. So think about how you can bring more adventure into your life. And it doesn't have to cost a thing. Yeah. And Jason and the Argonauts. Jason was a hero who had a lot of journeys and he's famous for the quest of the Golden Fleece. What is your golden fleece, Aquarius? And he sailed on the ship, the Argo. Jason is asking you to take a risk and trust you have everything you need to succeed. Perhaps you've not been able to travel or be adventurous lately. When the adaptive form of fire is inactive, we could experience boredom, a lack of hope, or even depression. So when Jason appears, remember your adventurous spirit, embrace the journeys before you, and remember that nothing is impossible. And you can go Google the impossible quote by Muhammad Ali, where it's such an incredible wisdom, where he talks about nothing is impossible. Yeah, it's such a beautiful. And that's why I'm holding hope that no matter how external situations look right now, like looking like we're marching into authoritarianism or the world's going to just fall apart or whatever, I have faith that there is the potential, and it's up to us, that we can make a difference. Stop the madness. Yes. If people come together, which is a big possibility with Pluto in Aquarius. And it's not just that. There's the trine with Uranus in Gemini, and they both sextile Neptune in Aries. And Saturn will be there too. So we can stop this. It can be a fly in the ointment, slow the roll of these big changes, the narcissistic power maniacs want to have happen. Yeah. Okay. And Pisces. Ooh, Pisces, you got Arachne, Arrogance. She is like the spider energy. Ooh, wow, Pisces. This is really deep for you to be considering. And it's not, arrogance is not really a Pisces theme that we like to, but think about how you may be acting out of arrogance. And in your mind, thinking you're being self-sacrificing and doing all this stuff or caretaking. And, ooh, yeah, let me read that. Let me see. Oh, Leo ascendant, Pisces moon. So you got friendship and arrogance. So really think about how those two come into play. Is there a story there? Let's see. Hey, Southern Lady. Okay, yes, Southern Lady. I will be cross-posting. Oh, good, Elliot. I'm glad you got your card. Let's read Arrogance for Pisces. That was a little bit of a surprise, but this is what lunar eclipses do. They bring full illumination of things. And we all have all of the signs within us. And this is Leo is the sign related to this. And Jeffrey Epstein had Mars and Venus in Pisces that are being eclipsed. So we're getting about information all about his sexual Pisces, Mars in Pisces, lack of boundaries, deception, slavery. Pisces rules slavery. They sex trafficked these women. Conjunct Venus, his relationships. So we're seeing, at least some of these rich people have to fall from this whole thing. Yeah. Let's see. Who's Arachne? She spun weaves. Well, you can Google this. Let me just read the thing. When this comes in your reading, you are being called to find the humble and unassuming dimension of yourself. The situation might need you to be more objective, have an awareness of equality, and more detached from your false inner ego and people-pleasing tendencies. Well, that's people-pleasing can be, we associate that with Libra, but Pisces can also be so self-sacrificing. It's like, come down off the cross, maybe something. Think about if you're putting yourself on, like you have to do stuff for other people all the time. Yeah. It also could warn you against dealing with or befriending a person who is arachne-like, though perhaps they'll work as a catalyst for you to become aware of your own arrogant tendencies. So think about if there's someone in your life who you feel like is very arrogant. Could be a sibling, comes to mind. Like maybe with Uranus retrograde in Gemini, which was siblings, one of your siblings did something that is, you're like, feeling like you have to say something but don't want to. Anyway, spend time with like-minded people, build healthy, equitable friendships, and focus on how you can bring yourself down from the pedestal so you can contribute to the higher good. Wow, that is really interesting. Ooh, and under the bottom of the deck is Omphale, sensuality. This is Taurus, and the moon is going to enter Taurus in a few hours, and you can think about how can you please your senses. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch. Yes, yes. Oh, look, 702's moon is at 29 Virgo in the 5th, an unaspect. Not sure yet what to expect with having a solar eclipse on your moon in the 5th house. Well, I would really stay present and watch what is happening. You can listen to the Celestial Insights podcast to keep you up to date with the energies. Check in with the words of the day. They're always posted on my wall, and read them and think about, really stay present so that you can see and watch what things are coming through. Your moon is being eclipsed by the South Node. So maybe some things will come to your conscious attention about how you were raised. The moon rules family, and how it impacts your relationships. And are you constantly, when you're dating with your moon in the 5th house, spending all of your time, maybe you're married and not dating at all. Think about your moon in Virgo, how that Virgo energy, being discerning. Do you let the discernment sometimes go into anxiety? Like really a wonderful time to be examining your moon. You may want to take the course to see let your subconscious come to light and think about what you need to release or just recognize, because it's a South Node solar eclipse, and the South Node is a cosmic drain. It also turns things inside out so you can see them. So you're seeing a lot of things about your 5th house. If you have children, 5th house is you may find out something about your child's pregnant or something like that. Yeah, with that aspect or something. Yeah. Or dating, has their first love, or their first, something about their own relationships. Or maybe your kid brings you home a picture from nursery school or whatever, and can you just pretend it looks fantastic, no matter how it looks? Or maybe it looks like, oh my God, look at the intricacy of this detail, Virgo, of this picture this child has drawn. And wow, maybe you have a little prodigy on your hand, and your solar eclipse you're being eclipsed out thinking your kid is ordinary and realizing they are extraordinary. That could be something. Okay, Corey O has an Aries sun and rising. Love, adventure. We just started homeschooling. Fantastic. Well, Aries, you got sacrifice, and you can think about how by educating your kids, you were sacrificing some things, but it's all for the greater good. Yes, yes. Oh, good. Okay. Wasn't that Cancer? Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, shoot. Leo was anxiety, not friendship. Thank you, Valerie. Oh, so this was for the Leo rising. Do you have anxiety and arrogance? Sorry, I messed up. Ugh. I forget who that was, who has a Leo rising with a Pisces moon. Hopefully you realized I messed up when I did it. Yeah. Oh, Kim Astro Healing. So think about think about these two together, Kim. I wonder. That could be really interesting to journal about. Sorry about making that mistake. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Southern Lady has a Sagittarius sun. And you got, let me not mess up again, you got Insecurity, Gemini Moon, Transition with the Sphinx, and Cancer Rising, Friendship. Maybe this is about like really almost like I got befriending your insecurities, just really recognizing them and moving on. And with Sagittarius energy, you can think about how you're non-committal. If your anxieties come up, is that something when you're like, I'm out, I'm out. Yeah. I don't know if you're single or anything or dating, or like, it doesn't have to be about relationships. It could also be about like a challenge coming up. Do you, rather than go for it, do you let your insecurities stop you from doing the things that you really like to do? That could be something you think about. Okay, so Anavar, I'll do one more. Okay, Cancer Sun, this friendship. Libra Moon is transformation. And Virgo rising. That's an intense pull. Justice. Absolutely. You know exactly what this is about. We've been talking. Yeah, you know exactly what this is about. Just, this also has to do with, yeah, I think you know. Oh, Lady Mukas. You got the Pisces rising, the arrogance, transformation, and justice. I wonder if this is someone in your life. Yeah, that just came to me. So think about that. If that's someone in your life that you are being way too accommodating for, that thinks only about themselves. That's what's coming up for me with that. Okay, Valerie, you got the, anxiety. Ooh, Cap, perfectionism, and Pisces, arrogance. Ooh, that's really deep, Valerie. So really think about that. Is that someone else in your life, something you've been witnessing? Do you feel like that is just an opportunity to do some shadow work for yourself? Because Pisces would be in your 8th house, so it could be bringing up some of the shadows of yourself. And I'm getting like, think about in relationship where these themes can come up. Your husband is a triple Virgo manifester from Toronto. Wow, that's a lot. I wonder if he's really handy. Can he fix anything? Is he a crafts person? Okay, look, 702, you're not married or dating. So, well, think about if you have any interest in those sorts of things. Oh, I'm so glad it was helpful. With that, so can you release some of the anxieties, if you have anxieties about the flirting or all those things that you do when you start dating? Oh, Corio, I'm just messing up left and right with this Pisces lunar eclipse. I can't see, apparently. You're Aquarius. That was adventure. Why did I say Aries? Oh, Aries moon, adventure and sacrifice. Think about, you can think about both of those. You're very welcome. Absolutely, my pleasure. Oh, your dad has received a cancer diagnosis. What you said in the beginning about health. Okay, yes. Well, I hope your dad will be okay. And there is, in this eclipse season, that solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo is going to be opposite Saturn in Pisces. Saturn rules fathers, Pisces, illness. This is really literal for you, that you're what you're dealing with. And with the state of, there's so many ways to treat all these diagnoses. So I hope your dad will be all right. And yeah, this can be a lot for you to have faith that you have to put there's nothing you can't control, and realize that. Yeah. And the serenity prayer may really help you through this time. Yes. So I hope that helps, and take good care. I will cross post to YouTube as well. Consider the Proper Care and Feeding course if you're so interested in learning more about your moon, and I have a few spaces left in my transits class if you want to join me over at Kepler College. And there's a whole bunch of other things in my link in bio of things you may be interested in to support you through this time. Okay, take good care. Have a beautiful day.